I need to have a signal. If I do this, it means you're getting serious. Okay?
Yes, people, my name's Ash, aka Boy and Camera, and welcome to the first installment of YouTube tutorials. If you love traveling and you want to capture memories and good moments, then this is where you need to be. Today, I'm going to give you 4 massive tips on how to make epic travel videos and the things I wish I knew before I even started making these videos. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel and make sure you check out my other travel films if you want some inspiration. So let's go. Tip number 1 is know your gear. So this is a breakdown of the different types of equipment you can use when you make your travel videos. 2 things you should know about me is I like to live in the moment and I'm pretty cheap. So the last few vids, all I've been using is a GoPro, a selfie stick and my day-to-day phone. In my opinion, action cameras are wicked for traveling. They're small, compact, you can whip it out when you want to and you can take it underwater. Trust me when I say phones are just as good for cinematic videos and they're getting more and more specced out. They're great for those detailed close-up shots and they're also wicked for making that vintage shaky shot I do in a lot of my videos. You can buy some more gear such as gimbals, drones, SLRs, but if you're on a tight budget then don't worry. SLRs are absolute beasts for making travel videos, but personally I think they're a bit too chunky and expensive and I'm pretty clumsy. Once you find the gear that is suited to you, just play around with it, experiment with different settings. There's cool features such as time lapse, time warps, which are all going to add another element to your video. So I'll be giving you more videos on the settings I use for my GoPro, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. This leads us on to tip number 2. So tip number 2 is move the friggin' camera. So tip number 2 is simply move the camera. Essentially, camera motion is what gives you that cinematic feel. If you see something cool like a nice sunset or a cool monument, don't just stand there like a mug and just hold the camera still.
You're so set on dissing everyone.
I'm going to show you some cool camera motion techniques right now. Trust me when I say using camera motion will make your travel videos 10 times better. I always use a selfie stick to give that extra stability. I never hold the camera in my hands because it will just pick up the smallest shake. Hold the camera as still as possible. One hand on the stick and the other hand on the camera. Try these camera motions. Zooming in, zooming out, moving the camera from side to side, moving the camera up and down. Diagonally can be quite cool. Try panning from behind an object. This is quite a cool technique that I use in all my travel videos. Be creative, just experiment with different camera motions. This all sounds easy, but trust me, it makes a big difference. So master camera motions and your videos will be sick. Let's go to tip number 3. Tip number 3 is tell a story. So you've got your cool footage and now it's time to put that together. This is the part where a lot of people really struggle. They don't know how to structure their videos. They become lazy and then they don't end up finishing their video. The story is essentially what sells your video. This is where your creativity comes into play. Whether it's a lad's holiday or a couple's holiday, there's always a story to tell. This is a breakdown of how I tell my story. Start, middle and end. The start, I reckon, is the most important part of the film. This is the part that needs to be eye-catching, that needs to be engaging. I see a lot of people start their films by boarding on a plane and then getting off the airport, which it can work, but what I like to see is something more visually appealing, something with a bang. Have you ever gone to see an action film like Avengers or James Bond? And the start is usually some intense action fight scene, and then it goes to the titles, and then they slowly build the narrative. This is what you need to do with your travel film. The middle part is where you tell your narrative. Here you could put yourself boarding the plane and getting off the airport and what you did on day 1 to day 10. If it's a holiday with the boys or a couple's holiday, just show yourself having fun, show some emotion. build your narrative here. The end is your climax. This is where the energy has to be at its peak. The tempo has to be fast. What I normally do is I do a montage or like a summary of my trip. You need to have a fitting ending to your travel film. Have you ever seen those films that have a crap ending? Tell me a film with a crap ending. Well, I can't think of one right now, but you know those films that just doesn't end right. Tip number 4 is use speed ramps and transitions. Editing is a massive part of making your travel video, of course, and this is where you can really show off your creativity with transitions, effects, filters, and this is the reason why I love making travel videos. I'm not going to get too technical on this tutorial because I'll be doing full beginners tutorials on how I edit my travel films. The biggest tip I could give beginners is using speed ramps. This is essentially changing the speed within the clip, whether it's slow motion, fast motion, or a combination of both. This adds that cinematic feel to your video. You could pretty much do this on all softwares, whether it's Final Cut Pro, Adobe Premiere, and some free ones such as GoPro Studio or Filmora. And speed ramps are especially effective when there's some kind of movement within the shot, whether it's riding a bike or even something simple such as flicking your hair. Transitions also add another element to your travel videos. A lot of people have been asking me how I do those cool transitions, and I definitely will be giving you tutorials on how I did my best ones. This leads us on to tip number 5. This is a massive tip I'm about to give you. Choosing the right music is so important, and it essentially adds the feels and emotion to your travel video. Always choose music that you like. I've seen so many travel videos on YouTube where they use some kind of tropical music. As in, if you like that music, that's fair enough. I personally like hip hop, UK rap, grime, and I like to pick a song that reminds me of the trip. I'm always brainstorming with the boys on the flight, just what song should I pick, which parts should I use. Once you've chosen the song, you need to edit with the music. For example, if there's a big beat that's about to drop, I will put in my best transition and my best shot. If the tempo slows down, I'll put in some slow-mos, and if it's picking up, I'll put some fast-paced shots in. That's how you're going to edit with music. Musicality is key for making those epic travel videos. As a travel creator, I'm doing these 4 steps time and time again. Sometimes you get frustrated and be like, I can't do this, but you just got to push through it, and trust me, you'll see a great product by the end of it. I'll be doing more YouTube tutorials, so comment below what you exactly want to see. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and make sure you follow my Instagram for more tips and see what I'm up to day to day. Stay tuned. Peace.
Oh hey, I didn't see you there. Man and camera, let's go. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to use this SLR camera. And the first step you want to focus on is the aperture. The aperture is important. You're going to need to sort out, what's it called? Fuck, I don't know what I'm doing. Shit.